Thread specific logic can go here. For demonstration, we'll send a few ping messages. No, I don't think this knows about the whole physics state calculation thing. The other physics we sort of had was maybe buggy. The AI said it was like using sphere collisions. I was like, I don't care. Even though you could just read code usually, and you could just tell if it's sphere collision or ABB. They're pretty easy to read. ABB is usually like 4 statements or something, whatever times. And because you're just making 2D, axis aligned planes or whatever. And sphere is just distance formula. Sphere to sphere. Not sphere to box, though. Alright, so the whole general idea here, it's kind of hard to dive into this because you always end up doing some sort of like tinkering and fixing something else to get through this. So handle client, let's just see. Because the basic idea here is to call create thread and handle client on that thread. Keep the server info. So it did create this struct. I said I wasn't going to use AI, but like, I was just like, I need to not use AI for some of this, and then if I could just keep replicating the project, I'll figure it out. There's other stuff I figured out though. There's a thing called DSCP, high priority QoS, whatever. Makes your packets more high priority for your game. Maybe won't work. It's like questionable. But just even saying that you have this feature makes people like, oh, you actually care about quality of service of network prioritization. And all it really is, I think, is just setting some flag, but I'm not sure. You also make a bunch of Google Tunnel servers and some sort of SDK. It's like harder. But here's the error I got. I don't know. This is like a question for those like hardcore OS programmers. Like, why would this happen? And for some reason, when I close that, I'm getting an error too. Like that. So if I were to run my application from the command line, just get that. I don't even know what this error means. It just looks like crap. Looks like usually like some memory error pointer, but memory error pointers don't look like that. The only other error I got like that was something incorrectly linked. 32 is 64-bit or something. One of those things. Or yeah, something was linked to GCC that was C++ or something stupid like that. And I was surprised they would let me do something like this, like that. But that was on PNG. Oh, it is a common thing. Okay. Like, what the fuck does this mean? I don't really want to bypass the problem. I want to know what caused it. Because I know it's not supposed to be there. I was updating something that I updated. Maybe it's calling. It shouldn't be because I'm calling connect, because I call connect after. So this is the issue. Because when I run it from here, it's fine. It works. But for like a game engine, it's like unacceptable. So when you ship it and it just doesn't work like that. exited with code 0, so it exits fine. But let's say we just rebuild this just so we can see where it's located. It won't run up to the directory it's located unless Visual Studio sets its working directory. Let's also check a few things here. Okay, so it was compiled with SDK 10, Visual Studio V143. Some other build things I know about this. So you can go into linker all options. You can check subsystem as console, that's correct. Later I can change that to the main. These are libraries. I could change a few of these libraries. Instead of using GLW, DLL, I could just use the static one, and glue. Also, I could use the static one, statically link everything. Maybe it has the wrong GLW glue from 64-bit in the root directory. Let's see what would happen if I changed it to 64-bit. Okay, it has those directories. Are these directories right for 64-bit? No, it's not. Okay, 64-bit doesn't have any settings. So it means I never compiled a 64-bit. I just jumped in and did 32-bit. Okay. So this might end up spending the rest of my life fixing this stupid bit. Well, I'm just gonna start off on 5 and then just work my way up to the changes I made in 6, I guess. And I don't know. I have when merge, so I could quickly just be like, all right, these files changed. This is where it changed. Because with 5, it's like well, this is not commanded, but some Windows will take LS. So this one works with this type of launch. Like, what the hell? If I press enter, does it freeze? Oh, it just gets one stuck out. Okay, whatever. So let's see. First thing to do. Create the main file. I kind of want to start with 5. I'm so lazy, you know. I just want to start with 6 already. Yeah. All these dumb problems like occurring. No. It's not going to be bad. Just like really quickly look through everything. It's just like give me a tip. Maybe it's just like one line of code I have to get rid of somewhere. Yeah. Conflict. Okay, it must be the DLL. Let me wipe the DLLs out. Maybe I don't have to do all this, but I will make a new project anyway, simply because I like that checkpoint. All right, 32 glue. The easiest way is just to nuke them, get rid of them. Let's see, I launch it now. Okay, good. They're not there. So whatever, we can't load them. Okay, this is 32-bit. Does this tell me what it is? check if there's like a command like just use check the processor environment. 4 ways to check if Windows program is 32-bit. You can run 32-bit DLLs with 64-bit using some sort of DLL proxy thinger. What the fuck? It's like I have to study reverse engineering in order to be new at this. Okay. Oh, that's one way. But what if you can't run the application? Oh, cool. That's nice. Properties. Compatibility. Sync check. That's not how I want to do it. I just wanted to just tell me. Damn it. Whatever. There must be a way. Alright. It looks like I was in this folder, so it looks like I copied the wrong file. But I don't oh, it must have 2 different places it's pulling the files from. One is from that RTS directory, but that's, oh no, it just like knows where they are because of the library for them. So, let's copy 32-bit, run it, and it's, okay, glue is now missing, good. So we didn't get the error, but it loaded the other DLL. I could statically link just to show off the little different techniques of building a binary. Let's just go to this. I don't think, oh fuck, no, what the fuck did it load? Garbage. Yeah, and also we can try to build a solution in Visual Studio 2013 or something, and then maybe also build it on Windows 7. But that's like a later. It is cool to be able to run this on Windows like older, simply because could also compile it for Linux and start building out the Linux compatibility code. There isn't that many changes in that code, but there is. Like there is certainly things that are different, but they're not that like major. It's like, oh, the struct type for the size, it's just like easy stuff. A lot of easy stuff in that code like that. Oh, and now it works. It was the my bad. Copy pasted 64-bit DLL. Okay, that's good. That actually like sent me to the right direction of being responsible. So that's how long it takes. Oh, really? So like if I spawn a lot of cubes, it will loop through a lot of stuff. That is such an annoying camera. Okay, and this thing you just have to. I think I have to just hit no once, but I always hit yes. Okay, whatever. Just spam B and X. And my mouse 4 will cast this crazy ray that goes through every triangle of the cubes, not like the plane. I need to add like a ground plane, and then like I could start building buildings and having like little soldiers and trying to make them move around while trying to synchronize them. Yeah, like this causes a physics problem because delta time will end up being like some seconds. Like where do they all go? What the hell? Oh, it still has that bug where everything just flies into the air because delta time is so high that it times it by gravity, and the cubes will just go bam. And it's a really funny like error. And then it's like, where are they? Oh, there's one coming down. Boom. It's funny how they keep staying on top of each other if they're perfectly aligned. There they are. Oh, they all landed. Calm down. So now it's two. I'll cast only onto one triangle of the cube. It was like a test. And it should change the color where it collided. No. The fuck? Why doesn't it change the color? Oh, or maybe it's not in this type of shader. Is it? Fuck. Why doesn't it work? Nice news here, nuances. What the hell is this? Chord Wave Workshop name? Oh, cool. Oh, of course there were two of these. What the fuck? What I should do is add an audio system, and have the collisions like placed up. Alright, so I don't need to start at 7. I mean, it's 5 and move it to 6. If you just go straight to 6. It is kind of stupid to recreate it like this, but there is like benefits. You kind of like refresh your memory on every single component system and see if you could refactor code without having to use like GitHub and just cloning it. Because you are kind of like doing the core of your engine or game or application or whatever you're doing. Like this needs to be like taken out, but it's really good for now. This is how I generate all my cameras. One camera has a global context. It's like the newer camera that didn't really work, but I got it to kind of work. This is the good camera, camera 7. It's just crazy how it had to go through this morphing process. Base camera kind of works good, but it's not facing the right direction. And obviously Blender Camera 7 uses the Blender style camera in OpenGL, which base camera uses the OpenGL style camera from OpenGL tutorials, but they have different orientations. Oh, if I really want to show the quad camera, it can do roll, and I think it's like in the middle of some sort of like development thing. Yeah, so let's go to camera 9. It's kind of hard to find where you are too with this camera. I will probably use the mouse. Alright, so once we find where we are, we don't even have zoom working right. We have some things working. Yeah, we're not even like being translated correctly. At least that works. But, oh shit. Yeah, because moving up and down, like really weird with the mouse. Alright, so if we see that it just rolls instead of going side to side, which is cool. And then we can go up and down. but our orientation got like translated by the role. So it's a really interesting quaternary camera. It's truly like quaternary. But we're missing another axis. I do have the other axis with key bounds in the other debug part of the code to keep like programming this camera. Yeah. And I need to add zoom or FOV into it so I could change it with mouse scroll. It doesn't have it because it was actually being done for the other game. I wanted to have a quaternary camera for the 2D platformer because it would make it look like cool. All right. Just keep adding all these files. Usually, it's better to just start at the bottom and just work the way up. I will have to add all the libraries again in all my potential libraries. I usually like to add the H file first, so I don't, because the C++ file is a little easier, and add them in twos by their name. So it's like add two and copy paste, add two, copy paste. And they are being like, I've updated, I think, this file, the cube data file, the cube collision update, and cube graphics update. I call them UDP client update A to B cubes and UDP client update data cubes. So ABB cubes does physics a little bit. Teleport. Okay. Yeah, so this is like a really exciting part where you watch a bunch of like sitcoms or talk show radio hosts because like it helps you concentrate of not being bored. What else are you gonna listen to? And a bunch of prophets that tell you about the collapse of the world while you're being productive, and something that requires concentration. But okay, so sub update. This needs to be fixed. Actually, it's not this one, is it? Sub buffer data. Yeah. This one just updates everything from my main array, which is kind of bad. But I did it this way at the beginning, and good. It saved me time. If I make an OBJ importer, it'll be easy. And then if I make another importer, then I have to get like GLW or .glb, GLW 2.0. I do want FBX also, but it seems that it'd be also cool to like figure out how to make a few of my own formats 3D, but that's like a lot of graphics, high-end learning programming. So you see all my includes don't work yet. All the code like looks like it's broken, but it's not. Okay, so we have these 5 files, right? We could just start out with the new shader. Like I modified the shader. I added, you can see it here, what I added. When I click on stuff, I mean the cubes in particular, when I click mouse 4, and it does all the collision checking, see how like it lights up? It will actually light up on the triangle it hit. So it hit that and that. So I guess I went through it. So it hit that. So let's go and like hit it from the top. It's going to be a little hard because the mouse cursor does kind of disappear if I rotate a little more. Yeah, so we hit it from the top. So the next thing I would want it to do is tell me exactly where it hit it. And it does have that feature, kind of. It'll just like spawn the thing, but the thing won't follow it because then you got to make it follow it. We do have it like drawing these lines. I call them the line boxes. So when it collides, it'll draw this box. It's actually a box with a custom shader that kind of generates these little corners. Here's like a better example of it. So like, if you were to look at it in a different, damn it, I did the wrong thing. Let's go to camera, back to this camera. Oh, it's this camera. This camera, the zoom is better. But if we, here it draws it like this, no ping thing. It changes how it draws these lines. Where's the one? I used to draw it some other way. So many hotkeys. I forget, like I said a lot of hotkeys. It goes from R. Damn it. But there's a way to get it to look like a dark box if it wasn't using some sort of thing. Or it draws it like that. Like a root you find in the rudder. I forget what it's called. It's in switching the cameras from just like knee-jerk reaction. Sorry, I must look like insane to somebody who hasn't seen this. Yeah, so it's basically a cube. It's being drawn wherever there's the collision. You could do something crazy, like go like this. And then it just looks crazy from far away. Like when I was testing the mouse. Where is the mouse? Damn it, we lost the mouse. We lost the mouse, but did we lose it because it went out of the box, or did we lose it because it got killed by the system? Okay, it didn't get killed by the system. Because you could, there was a bug where the update graphics code was overriding, of the cubes was overriding the mouse. So I had to like update that. So the next thing is like maybe add this colliding with the plane. Like there's all these like nice little like game engine features that you want to do before you do the multiplayer. But really, all I need to do is have it synchronize cubes in between the connection. And the good one always takes the longest. But if I turn off all that cout or printf, and I'm not, for some reason, I don't see why it's not telling you it's not drawing the debug. Let's figure out why. That like, it used to do it, at least for this like, this bottom triangle over here. I think it's because I had to like fix some of the code. And when I fixed it, I broke it. And it was because of the physics, not because of this. Stupid crap, I hate that. When you modify something to fix it, but you actually break something even more, but it's something else. Damn it, yeah, so... Yeah. That's annoying, because I know where it's at. It's add cube line 3, I believe. No, add intersection cube 2. Did hit. And where it hit. Because the code actually used to be different. This is why we need mouse 5. What the code was. Fuck. This screws it up so much. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because the center section point is not being set right or some shit. So we need the center section point in order to generate this object correctly, but then this is going to get applied to the cube multiple times. This really should be moved down and moved into this one because it's in the outer loop. But whatever, we could just hit it twice from different intersections. It's going to cause it to like cave. Because it's going to like the cube. This is the cube. It's going to hit here, and it's going to hit here if it did this. Well, actually, it's going to be like this. So it'll kind of be in the right direction. Stupid cubes. See what it does. Who cares? It's like I need to work on the netcode, not this. But this is a part of it, though. Like I wanted to be able to drag the cubes and have them in active physics state. And some of this has to be very kind of polished. Let's see. Yeah, I did fix it. Now we see that, like, that's the two places that hit. We needed that crap. It's good that I fixed it. We will update the new code to have that. And then we'll make another one for mouse 5, something. We need a dragging And to add a little UI too, and maybe get the text going. It's like annoying. It looks kind of primitive, but yeah, this only collides with like this one particular triangle in the bottom here. That's the triangle that you hit. And that's the only triangle that has actually UVs on it too. It's kind of funny, yeah. It's just like textured, but not textured correctly. It changes it. It's like, and then make like a floor that it'll register the floor collisions. Like it does this, so we could actually like use this ray. I'm firing two different rays right there. You use this ray to like place objects. So you can go like build your base real quick. Like this camera right here wouldn't be bad. Like selecting units. I would need to draw like a rectangle, 2D. And then have like a cube and do LBD or something collision. A Preston. Alright, playing already. Now I'm sorry to just play the game. That's actually good. But I need to hook up the network, because after the UDP is a little bit done, I have to kind of deep dive into TCP and curllib and database, and just start making like the chat room and the basic matchmaking. Like, okay, go to your basic Warcraft, Battle.net like room, and yeah, start a game, or then make a basic matchmaker for like 1v1. Just be like, all right, these people's levels are the same, so they have to play each other. Like in RTS, the matchmaking is a little bit simpler, I guess, than FPS, because you could justify matchmaking people that are not the same skill based on the amount of experience. Just be like, all right, this person was this rating. And it shouldn't be that hard to like write something like more basicer than StarCrafter. And I really want this game to be like super basic at first, because like basically you're just gonna have cubes and stuff, like these small little soldier cubes fighting these block cubes. Just need like a debug version of it, and people can just play the debug version. If I could do all the graphics and generate that with AI, and it's just like, no, it's just like blob. It bloats the initial kind of performance. Like when you don't have a big team, there's no like way to do it like that. You would first need the core engine to function good, something like this, I guess. Okay. A little bit more to go. We don't have to do it for every camera. A lot of them are in Blender camera. Gotta be careful what I hit here. So I don't want to mess up the new project. The quad camera kind of works, but Blender 7 camera is the real quadriturnian camera that's actually the most simplest to use out of all the cameras. Cameras. Yeah, this file doesn't have anything except for like YouTube comments or something. Yeah, re-navigation mesh and a pathfinding. There was a really good JavaScript example. I should actually post it over there and just try to tell it, just because with ABB collision and just like A pathfinding, I wanted to work kind of really simple in the beginning. They could be like hexagon positioning or something. And that's what I want. I want this like engine to be kind of open to modification. Because if not, I can just go and download the general source code and not even have to deal with any of this. Just use somebody else's code for everything. But that's not interesting. Because then you're just like doing some of the project that everybody's doing. You might as well join their team. But it's like, if I try to help them, I'll like waste a lot of my time. But I do want to actually contribute to some of those projects. But it's just interesting what they're working on. Because they have to fix the GameSpy online matchmaking system. Last time I watched the video, they were just like, this sucks. Because there's an old version of GameSpy, and so if you've ever tried to run Red Alert 3 servers, you have to host them, and it's like a C# application. You download it off GitHub somewhere and get that all to run at HTTP something. Set that up, MySQL. And yeah, you'll host like IRC emulator chat lobby connected to like emulating old GameSpy. Well, what they did was there's another program, I forget what it's called. It's like GameSpy Buddy something, Finder. There was a few of them out there back in the day, to where we like didn't have LAN, or so it would emulate like LAN through the internet, and it was like pre-Steam, or during this, and Steam really derived from kind of GameSpy. I don't know, not a lot of people think about that, but that's where the oranges are, because you needed like a server to list all the IPs. So what we did is we just went on to these like, what was it shit called? Trysomething.com, like all these free like web hosting websites, and we just keep updating all the IPs daily, like, oh, this server is up, you can join. Somebody at their business will host it, and like on the business connection, and you could be like, oh, this server has 50 ping to me. Like you would add that server to your favorites, so you could always like come back and play. And that's how, like, back in the day, the master server, and now Steam controls all that master server crap. That's like their cash and crop right there, is the fact that their API does everything for everybody. But it's kind of good for like beginner game development, indie, because they can like use their web service, their cloud, as their backend for the most part. Like you don't even need a lot of the backend yourself. You can just use Steam if you implement it. Well, that's another thing though. You are codependent then. You could do a duplicate backend and re-implement their whole backend too, simultaneously, but that's like too much work. It's better to get your game, just like add it, maybe just do the achievements, and like that's it. Don't even do stats, or maybe you can do stats, but it's just like in the beginning there's no time even to like work on your own thing. It's usually people like use something cool like Unreal 5 or Unity, and their workflow is so much faster than like mine. I'm just like turtle, like, oh, I made like an asset today, cool. Alright. we got that right. We just get to make sure. I only have like 4 files to go. Please be patient. Now the advantage to this also is that it's an all-in-one solution. So when you reboot your computer, you come back and your project still is like at the same state. This is basically your game editor. It's like your editor of the editor. Literally what it is. Because you could do like small changes on this, test it on that version, go to these small changes, and that's what it's all about. It's all about like these little like miniature systems inside of like 2 C++ files, your C++ file and your H file, and then something else. And then server file, obviously, because you gotta worry about the server also. So I don't think I showed the code yet, how I packed it. I had to change the GLM vec3 into like my own vec3 physics or something it's called, and it's basically a network compatible struct vec3 that's it's not tightly packed, it's what is it called, alignment? Barred memory alignment, common multiplier nodes. Okay, it's called this. You put a critical subject network programming, memory alignment, data serialization. Data serialization, there we go. You're probably thinking of push and pop pragmas. There's a couple of more important things to consider in your struct definitions. For network transmissions are valuable side types, T size, enum type, mixed type, different types of compilers or systems, EG32, lead to misrepresentation of packet error. Yeah, so we want 32-bit and 64-bit systems, and we want Linux and Windows systems to connect. They will have different compilers like possibly Clang, CL, GCC. So, yeah. And bullshit, you can study a lot, but you just need to, for this, know the reason why, and just kind of be like, okay, cool, it works now, and why wasn't it working before? And the size of the packet did change by 5 bytes, so it was almost there, but didn't quite work, which is actually excellent because it gave me a problem right in the beginning. Really disappointing though, because you're just like, oh, doing really good writing all this custom code and everything, and all of a sudden just like brick wall. So this got changed a little bit. Yeah, so I got rid of this replication class name. I named it UDP client class, but then we'll have to break it down more. So I used to have it called UDP class client replication. And then this is kind of the old code I got. Sort of moved. Not moved, but just kind of abandoned. Abandoned for reference. Alright, so we can't compile yet. Let's set it to active project and set it up. We need libraries, glfw3, glue. glfw3 for Windows, glue for OpenGL, GLM for some of the math stuff. Let's see, GLM is missing, glue is missing, OpenGL is missing, glfw is missing. We could also add curl and Steam and free type fonts. The text brings later. That's good though. Like, it's good to do this like at least once a day. Better twice a day, but it takes quite a bit of time. So it's like you don't want to waste all your time. You just kind of want to waste that time where you're kind of like you get stuck on something, or like you get it done. Where